In this lesson, I'm going to take a look at the two other triads left, the diminished and the augmented. And these are sort of special case triads. They have a very distinctive sound, and they have some interesting features about them. And you'll recognize them as I go over this. So in a diminished triad, well, let's start back with a major triad. A major triad has major notes, they're all natural. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. A minor triad has the minor third in it, so it's 1 flat third and 5. So we've flattened one of the notes in the triads. The diminished triad, we flatten the fifth, and this is a little bit different. It's not part of the major scale. This is sort of a different sound, but you've heard it before. That's the diminished sound. 1, flat 3, and flat 5. And what I'm doing here when I do this arpeggio that keeps going is I'm just taking the intervals that build up the diminished triad, and I'm stacking them on top of each other, and I just keep going. Because the diminished triad is what I call a symmetrical triad. It's the same everywhere. It's basically minor thirds on top of minor thirds. Here to here is a minor third. 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 And it keeps cycling around. You can go all the way up and down the neck. So it has that certain sound. I mean, sort of off-kilter sound. So the pattern for just a simple diminished triad is the C, E flat, and a G flat. 1, 4, and then the second finger. You can play it anywhere. And you can also just keep going with that pattern of minor thirds all the way up and down the neck and get that sound. So now the next special case triad is called an augmented triad. And this goes the opposite direction of a diminished triad. A diminished triad is all flat notes, whereas an augmented triad goes up. And if we start with a major triad, 1, 3, and 5, the first, the third, and the fifth, an augmented triad has a sharp fifth. And again, this is not part of a normal major scale. Or the way I like to play it most of the time is it's very easy to play that way. And again, this is a symmetrical triad. So if we keep stacking that same interval, which is the major third, we can keep going all the way up and down the neck. Those are major thirds. So if I start on a C, I go up a major third. If I start from here, I go up another major third. From here, another major third. And that's the interesting thing about the diminished and augmented triads, is one is built up of minor thirds, the other one is built up of major thirds. So they're sort of interesting that way, and that's why they create these symmetrical patterns on the neck. So if you're familiar with Rush's YYZ, it starts with an interval that's part of a diminished triad. It's an example of a piece of music that is actually using part of a diminished triad in popular music. So it's not something that's completely out there, but it's something that is a little bit different. So, to review, the diminished triad is a stack of minor thirds. The augmented triad is a stack of major thirds. And they sort of have that sort of unsettled sound to them in a different way. So practice some diminished and augmented triads all around the neck. And in one of these lessons, we'll learn a little bit more of YYZ, which has a lot of interesting intervals in it.